This is a video about where I am so far with Big Magic. I'm going to keep it short, but I wanted to say I think the chapter on permission was incredibly powerful for me. And at the end of the chapter, I drew this picture in my book because I wanted to remind myself that what I do creatively is no one's business but mine, and that I walk through the labyrinth of my own creativity whatever way I want to. I put a tattoo on this woman's shoulder saying weirdo because she's one of the weirdos who enjoys what she's doing. Also, I wanted to comment about the central paradox at the end of the chapter where Elizabeth Gilbert writes that it matters what you do and it doesn't matter what you do. She says, build space in your head for this paradox. Build as much space for it as you can. Build even more space. You will need it. And then go deep within that space, as far in as you can possibly go, and make absolutely whatever you want to make. It's nobody's business but your own. And I made her head open at the top because she's creating all the space that she possibly can and letting whatever happen, happen. Another comment I want to make is regarding this part right here about speaking of creative enjoyment aloud, and that hardly anybody ever dares to speak of it for fear of not being taken seriously. I have that fear myself, not necessarily as an artist, but as a human being. And I'm working with the Define Your Shadow challenge on Instagram. Yesterday's question is what mask do you wear most of the time, or do you wear mostly? And the card that I got said intensity, which seems to me to be closely related to being serious. And I can see where that's a mask that I have. I wear that at myself as well as for other people. So that was one of the reasons I made such a big deal on Instagram about saying it. Say it, be the weirdo who dares to enjoy. Yes, I'm happy to be a weirdo, and I'm going to try to say it more and be less serious. I am the greatest. No, not really, but I am here. And I'm going to hold on to that arrogance, which I would normally call confidence, that I belong. I'm going to move over to this part of the page where David Whyte talks about the arrogance of belonging, and that it is necessary to feel that I belong. I'm allowed to be here. And I will mention that the group on Instagram that I have fallen in with is an amazingly wonderful group. You make it not a piece of arrogance, but a piece of happy confidence to be part of that group. This group that's reading this book, the tarot people that I hang out with, it's been really helpful for this. And this is the end of my YouTube video about the chapter on permission in the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert.